Yo, it's sad when you recognize hate from a friend. It's even worse when you find out that your shorty sliding, backbiting, eating flesh, telling your sins. Found out what she done, but you still keep lying. Rule one, have to watch you telling your secret.
Now this ain't the intro, I'm just feeling the song right now.
Keep them blindfolded. Don't want no one to see it. Take the high road. That's the way you keep it 100. Crowd growth. Control your fear in the public. No one shows. Everybody know what you was. They left honey beehive. Thinking she buzzing. Then I block her like a shield. Shorty start bugging. Heart broke. Now she back on the butt.
Cut her hair. Acting brand new and I love it. From the outside looking in. Met it and he took it in. Thought she was special until she started booking him. They be on me like they really know me. Shout outs to Great Fire. Shout out to my nigga Bros. They killed that song, Know Me. Anyway, it's Friday night. We just got off work. Literally, you know what I mean? Half an hour ago. I got some topics though. We got some shit. The Real Zier, what's the word? We live on YouTube and we live on Instagram. And y'all know I ain't gonna wait for no more people to come in. We're just gonna start the show. Let's get it. Yes. Yes, 2 times. I know the vibes. She like, ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Hey. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la, ah wee wee. On a Friday, ooh la la, ah wee wee. Best day, ooh la la, ah wee wee. Blessed day, ooh la la, ah wee wee. Ooh la la. Looking for M's like I lost a friend. Hop up out the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. Popovich. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, then the question really is, where you been? Because over here on this side, we've been dealing with sports, hip-hop, entertainment, interviews sometimes when the people don't be acting flaky, Popovisms 101, and of course, motivation. So before you usher to the left and Diddy to the right, take that, I'm going to need you to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, smash that notification bell, so when I upload the videos, you get alerted. You get alerted when I upload the videos, and if it's not your first time and you've been rocking with the channel, good looking. But you know how I do. You know how I plainly start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game. People, what up? Happy Friday. Best day, blessed day. I'm happy to be on the books regardless of what happened today, yesterday. As long as you woke up today and it said such and such present and you was like, and you raised your hand, whether you wanted to be there or not, you on the book. So that's a good look. So Friday is the best day for Juma, but it's always a blessed day when you wake up. So, you know, give kudos, give thanks, be appreciative, if nothing else, for just that. Because we all know, unfortunately, some people didn't wake up today. Some people went to sleep, thought it was all good. They had plans for this weekend just like you. And that's you. You got plans this weekend, nigga, just got off work. I'm feeling good, even though I do got to work tomorrow. My weekend is technically Sunday, Monday, you know what I'm saying? I work Tuesday through Saturday. But I'm still feeling good, feeling blessed. But some people have weekend plans. That's the point that we're making. Some people went to sleep last night on Thursday, like, yo, you know what I mean? I got a shorty, I got XYZ, me and my bae, you and your bae. Y'all going to the Bahamas, You going to Africa, Ali, Kumbaya, Ali, Kumbaya. You going to Africa, you know what I mean? You're going to be doing the most Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is Heaven Up in Harlem 20th anniversary and cookout. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But when they went to sleep, though, they didn't wake up. Some of them fully healthy. You know what I mean? Niggas don't eat no white bread, no white sugar, no white flour. They vegan. And that's you for the vegans out there. I'm just being funny. I fucks with y'all. You vegan. You only drink diet soda. Matter of fact, you only drink that new soda. What's that new soda? Probiotic or whatever the new soda pop shit is, right? Everything about your life is healthy. Even your relationships. Yet you didn't wake up on the books today. Somehow, some way, you was in your dream running from the bad guys or whoever. And I'm just making this shit up as we go. And you fell off a cliff. I know how the dreams, right? I done had this dream mad times. Like, shit, some Doctor Strange and Tony. There was no other way. You in the same dream every night. I'm being funny. And you falling off a high building or a bridge or somewhere high. And it's almost like you really falling. I'm sure we all had this. If you live long enough, you dream long enough. You know what I'm saying, right? You have dreams. Some people don't be having dreams. But right before you hit the bottom, right before you bottom, and you feel like your heart, you're going to have a heart attack. You wake up. Some people don't wake up in those dreams, and that's where they probably have the heart attack, the stroke, or whatever it is that sends them over the edge, and they don't wake up. And I didn't really want to start that off with some doom and gloom shit. It's Friday. I just got off. It's the weekend, so that's, you know what I mean? That's a good thing. Even though I got to work tomorrow, but be thankful for your life. Any day you wake up, even if you don't want to be there. And that's what we're going to kick the first little small topic before we get to a few topics. It's a lot of shit that's trending right now in the news. Some we're going to talk about and some we not. We definitely hope to not be here mad long, but y'all know I can talk, you know what I mean, and not get long-winded. But one of the good things about my job, right, the good and the bad, I'll show you both of the spectrum. Being how we speaking about people not waking up and you did, right? The good part is when you work with kids, you know what I mean, and some kids that may be going through a rough time, you know, whether it's family issues, breaking up with a girl, first time having a girlfriend, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You want your, you want your little Keisha or whoever it is to like you back the way you like them. And we know that Teddy Pendergrass, sings "Feel So Good Loving Somebody." You know what I mean? When somebody loves you back. You know what I'm saying? When you love somebody and somebody loves you back, equally or more, it's a good feeling. But when you were youth, when you just trying to find yourself, right? As one of, the people that I work with today express kind of like, when you trying to find yourself, I think of the times when I was trying to find myself as a young man, as a young male, and just trying to put it all together. When you dealing with the opposite sex, some of us fall head over heels, some of us be overzealous, some of us be too fucking cool, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? But when it doesn't work out, and you like the person a little more than they liked you, and then it's over. 1 week you in love, and everything good, then the next week you broke up. But I'm talking about for teens. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, even 20, right? Even 21, because like 21 you can drink, not drive. You can drink. Obviously at 18 here in America, don't catch you slipping. 18 is the voting age, and you start to get independent, you start to do shit. But I said all that to say the good and the bad of some of the things that I do at my place is be able to walk a kid, whether it's a male or a female, boy or girl, through some issues, you know what I'm saying, that they may be having, and then they come dap you up the next day or later on in the day. Y'all know how kids can be. You know how you can be. One minute you feeling good, 1 minute you down, or you don't want to engage, you don't want to be active, and you don't want to participate. And then as, I won't say a counselor, because that's not really my role. I won't even say a mentor, because that's not really my role. I'm really who I am, you know what I'm saying? And that's just me. Although, obviously it's a less cursing and less theatrical, a less antics at the job. But I'm definitely going to still talk to the people I'm have authority over, or I'm entrusted in. That's what I really should say. Entrusted in. Same way I would to my nieces and nephews, my little cousins, the people in my family. I will advise them the best way I feel in whatever situation that they're in. So when it comes to hearts of the matter, it's like, yeah, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some in the game of love. And although I feel when you're that young, you can know what puppy love is, you can know what the emotion is to care for somebody. Some can be healthy and some cannot, but it does matter with maturity and experience in life. You know what I'm saying? When you're that young and you think you like somebody or somebody likes you. You have to be coached through that, in my opinion. Although, we talked about the birds and the bees, and that's pretty much just really sex. But far as liking, what you should be doing, how to take rejection, etc. And I keep using that and building up to rejection because the next topic that we will talk about is surrounded by rejection, right? As a man, as a boy, as a young male, when you reject it, you're supposed to eat that. You're not supposed to get overzealous, too down on yourself. And that wasn't the young brother case. It was more complex than that. But I'm just bringing it up and trying to draw the analogy is that the youth be dealing with shit. You know what I'm saying? If you're a parent, then you know. If you're an uncle, an active uncle like I am, you know. If you're a stepfather, as I played the role, you know. If you're a big brother, you know what I mean? You know. If you're an older cousin, then you know. If you're a good friend, you know what I'm saying? Then you know. Living off lots, the experience of other people and what they're going through and how to relate, how to, best advise them to move, in a manner that best serve them without being, selfish or even or causing harm, right? And that's the best part. You know what I mean? When they dap you up or it worked out and you're like, yeah, you know what I mean? Gave them right information, told her something right, where to look, or gave her, got on the phone with their moms and told them, woo, as I did. Real other quick side note before I get to the bad. It's summertime, it's hot out. A lot of stuff is going on, a lot of violence breaking out, Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens. New York City is on fire. And it's like Lloyd Banks, it's on fire, it's on fire. Like, it's burning up in here, don't get too hot. We on like the shootings and the senseless violence. But parents hollering at me or hollering at, when I see them hollering at my co-workers and people I be out and about with about jobs, not for them per se, but for their kids and the youth. Youth need programs, man. They need more activities. They need more mentors. They need more people engaging them, because for every person, every youth that we have in the programs that we running and dealing with, it's 4 or 5, and these are just random statistics. I could be all the way wrong. Maybe it's 1, 2 to every one of ours, but it definitely seems like it's more kids that's not involved in something positive than it is. And we need to try to tone in. There was no other way. We need to try to change that narrative so that it's more kids into positive things as opposed to the negative. Now, the negative of the job is obviously, having to talk to family members of people that was assaulted really, really bad, jammed up really, really bad, or ultimately, unalived. You know what I mean? Taken off the board. You're not on the books in the morning, as we started off the show with. You didn't wake up. I mean, or you woke up and, this was your last day on the earth, although it was unbeknownst to you. That's the bad part. When you gotta, speak to these family members, etc., and let them, and try to just, not even assure them, not even really, pray for them, although, I'm a religious person in the sense of, I pray, so I believe in prayer. I believe in the power of prayer. You may say a prayer with them, or even just talk with them. Losing your son, your daughter, your husband, your cousin, your brother, your sister. That shit ain't nothing nice. It's really nothing nice about that. And this is coming from a person that, did, damage to the community in a negative way. At one point in time, like a lot of us, women included, because for some reason when we talk about the bullshit that's in our community or part of our community, the underbelly, if you will, that we only be wanting to talk about. Yo, it's racial, man. There's always some cop doing this. There's always some of that. It's never really, oh, but you're black. 15 minutes into the show, oh, but it's us, killing us, doing the most to us. We really don't, we want to dance around that shit. Dancing, dancing, dancing. You a dancing machine, some Michael Jackson shit. You want to dance around the shit. You don't really want to talk about the real. And I get it, because it's a reflection of you, it's a reflection of us, and it's a reflection of society, even though it just may be one hue and one, color, if you will, right? But the bad part is people losing their lives, and you happen to have to talk to their loved one that's still living about the deceased. Even if it's just giving them information like, yo, this is what we do, this is what we can possibly do for you, if you may need us, if you may not need us, condolences, obviously, or, we're going to say a prayer. We know that was a bad, crazy incident that happened to your daughter, your son, your father, your moms, because nobody's exempt. And we spoke about this as well on the channel Monday, the last time we did a live. Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday. I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not, right? But it's Friday. And we was speaking about, or really just making people aware, right? Great Fire, what's the word? That you ain't safe, nigga. You ain't safe at all. Know what I mean? It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run from streets that we done took. You're not safe in this sense. You could be vigilant, which you're supposed to be. You could be mindful, which you're supposed to be. You could keep your head on a swivel and be aware of your surroundings and have a good wherewithal, right? You can have that. You can have that intuition. Oh, niggas is, you've been getting funny vibes all weekend. You know what I mean? Like, your shorty wait for you to sleep, tell niggas to creep in. You know what I mean? You can have a spidey senses. You can follow it or you cannot. But the point and the thing is, it's so much shit that be going on. You need to be mindful. You need to be alert. You need to know what's going on. And a lot of women, unfortunately, even though that wasn't really the topic, they, to me, the ones that seem to be walking around with their, heads down, etc., not on the swivel, not being mindful, not, etc. That was a V12 reference too, by the way. He up and coming. His shit about to drop. I get shit exclusively that you don't get, and that's you. That's you. That's why we started the show off with that. But anyway, it's getting hot outside. Be mindful. Talk to your kids. We gave you the good and the bad of the shit that I do sometimes, helping the youth out. Pushing them forward, pushing them to right, seeing the bad side, seeing somebody die, seeing some, messed up things happen, and then now you got to talk to their family. Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, etc. is being getting hot. It's summertime, and people be getting shot. People be getting killed. We need to talk more with the youth. We need more programs and assistance for the parents. That's a fact. Coming from somebody that's got the boots on the ground, somebody that's out and about every single day. And even before that, we was on Popovich TV. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. We've been talking about that on the channel. Trying to just give them all some, the whole vibes. And this, I know he trending too, a little bit. In the sense of, Hov sold crack. So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that. You was raised in the projects, roaches and rats, smokers out back, selling their mama sofa. So you don't have to go through that. You can already see what it is and what it ain't. And I'm like, nah, that's not for me. I'm gonna do something different. But it's unfortunate with the summer. When summer comes around and the heat come around and they get hot, kids turn up a little more, seem like it's a little more action outside. with people that's involved in things that they're involved in, and it's just a detriment to the community, and it could be a detriment to your family or yourself because bullets got no names. When you walk outside your apartment complex, when you walk outside your building, your projects, no matter where you live, if you in the hood and but you're black, or even if you're not, it could happen. So you need to put your kids up on game. You need to be mindful. You need to be paying attention when you're walking through these neighborhoods and things like that, because those are the bad things that can happen. And that leads us to, I know I was gonna say last week, but pretty much just Monday, we spoke about the Heaven up in Harlem. You know what I mean? 205 West. What's the word? Happy Friday. We spoke about Heaven up in Harlem. We're gonna speak about it again real quickly because 20 years is a long fucking time. That's number one, right? They mad at Nicki Minaj for damn, it should have been dead. They mad at Nicki Minaj, right? For bringing up receipts, allegedly, maybe kind of sorta, from who she beefing with? She beefing with everybody, but who she beefing with? The singer chick. SZA, right? And pretty much she like, yo, didn't you say Beyonce was getting a little heavy, or I forget what the tweet was. I think she talking about Beyonce. I think she talked about Rihanna and somebody else, maybe not looking up to snuff. You know what I mean? And like your looks is a little low level. And I'm laughing because it's funny, but it's not. And this is side topic, but we'll just talk about it real briefly. We talking about Heaven up in Harlem, but we also talking about Nicki Minaj getting at SZA, bringing up receipts from 20 years ago, right? From 20 years ago. That's a lot. It's a long time ago, rather. And the point why we bringing that up, is because Heaven up in Harlem Cookout, 20 years in the makings, and I've been there since the first one, the first inception, right? Rest in peace, Khalif. That's what it started over. He got killed, unfortunately, and my uncle decided to dedicate the cookout to him. Losing his man, losing his friend, losing a comrade, and thus Heaven up in Harlem. You know what I mean? It started. Hold on 1 second. Heaven up in Harlem. That's how that shit started. Through Khalif passing, right? Then Carol passed, my pops passed, my grandmother passed, you know what I'm saying? Other people passed, Papa Carl passed. Rest in peace, Papa Carl, we love you. Keita passed this year. Blackface Moms passed. Zip passed. A lot of people passed, unfortunately, right? And so Heaven up in Harlem pretty much was the centerpiece, catapulted into not people just from Harlem, even though it's called Heaven up in Harlem. It's people from Connecticut, New Jersey, all over, Long Island, the Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, etc., Staten Island. Like, people come from all over, come to Heaven up in Harlem. Some years better than others, as far as the liveliness or just what was going on, what was taking place. And although and we gave my uncle props the last show that we did. I don't know if he's seen the video or not, but Unc, I love you. AKA Big Time, right? We love Unc, we love you, you know what I'm saying? Big Time for a reason. That ain't just no made up name. Like, he really fit the bill, etc. for it. And the Heaven up in Harlem has been around for 20 years. People was mad at Nicki Minaj for bringing up receipts from 14 years ago, 16 years ago, 07, right? Or 09, or whatever it was, right? About SZA. And Heaven up in Harlem, 20 years in the making. I told y'all what it started from, what it became, and I was there from the very inception. And I just came home in 04. You know what I mean? From doing my little stretch, etc. And just so we clear, we talked about it last week. We gave my uncle his props, and he deserved his props. That's why he's being recognized now through Harlem Honors, through the different various organizations and some communities, some organizations within inside the communities, because he has been doing it for a while, and it should be commended. But let's be clear, like out of his own pocket, from the first year all the way to now, everything always was free. Like it's we get when I say we, because I've been there since the beginning. Let's be clear. I always donated, whether it was cleaning up, picking up garbage, doing whatever, bringing shit there, or even giving my finances for every single year, just like people are donating now, and that's what's up. Now you got non-violence organizations donating. You got YouTubers and social media influencers donating. You got Canes and 125th. If you go there, or at least prior to, because it's this Sunday, the 20th. Today is the 18th, Friday night. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling, you know what I mean? Yeah, kid, we back in the building. But we talked about this Monday, we talked about this last Friday. We gave props to my uncle. We love you, uncle, you know what I mean? And we appreciate everything that you do for the community, especially in the year and the time of you grieving. That's the kicker. Like everything is still on schedule. Everything is still as planned. Whether you realize that or acknowledge that or not. Like he just lost his other half. You know what I mean? Boss lady, Keita. You know what I mean? Makita, as I affectionately called her. As I told y'all about Craig's, Aunt Carol, brothers, etc. Brothers, etc. You know what I mean? People in the community that we rock with. They not here no more. You know what I'm saying? They ain't here no more. And so we honor them, we pay our respects. We remember them and we honor them. And so just so we clear, stuff always was free. The bus ride up there when we was going to the FDR State Park. And we've been to a few different places. And out of the 20 years, I might have missed like 3, maybe 4. Because I was out of town or I wasn't around or whatever, what have you. But every year that I was here, I was present, I showed up, I donated, I gave, I helped do whatever needed to be done, with ideas, suggestions, etc. Just like a lot of people. People that cook, that clean up, whether you getting paid or you not, whether you donated or not. The thing is, we honoring and remembering our loved ones, our family members, people that, we hold in high regard, good people, because as the song Houdini says, friends, how many of us have them? Or real comrades or real family, that you can get it out the mud with, not relatives, because that's the difference. Anybody can be your relative through, your last name, blood that way. And I'm not downplaying that. What I'm saying is, you could be blood through just the last name, but you not putting your blood, sweat, and tears to help me come up. I'm not rocking with you, putting it all on the line when it's all on the line when you need it. We don't rock with each other. If you're not doing that, can't count on you, I can't depend on you, and that's what friends are for. Like the song, keep shining, keep smiling, knowing you can always count on me. For sure. Because that's what friends are for. Like that's what friends is for. That's what family members are for. That's what comrades is for. That's what people that get it out the mud with you. So when you celebrate the big victory, when you celebrate, that's a W. Those are the people that we're talking about. Not just because you got my last name and you looking for a chance to fuck me over. You looking for a chance to get in where you think you fit in to do a nigga dirty or to mess a program up and then you out of there. We're not talking about you. In fact, we don't even want you around us. We got to deal with you because you got the last name to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. We don't want you around us. You know what I'm saying? You should be thrown in the pit full of unfortunate. Nigga, I could have wrote your shit. It's a Nas reference. But shout outs to the Heaven Up in Harlem for the people that's involved, the cookers, the cleaners, the organizers, to everybody that donated. Because this is the last quick thing. Not only since I've been there since the beginning, and may only miss 3 or 4 years out of 20 years. We've been doing this since, since a long time, and longer than some of your moms and your pops been together. Some of them longer you've been cool with your gang niggas. You know what I mean? Like, just keeping it a buck. Since your son been alive, or your daughter been born, or your grandkids for some people, like, you know what I'm saying? Depending on the situation. 20 years is a long time, so put some respect on that. But lastly, just so that you remember, your loved ones, people that, is gone, and you're going to remember them in a good way. For me personally, anybody that I love, any of my family members or relatives, because we just spoke about the difference, or some of my, my day ones, or people I grew up with that I fuck with like that, I always just try to remember the good, even if they got a lot of patchy spots in their history, or that dash between when you was born and when you're gonna go. I just try to remember the good. You know what I mean? Personally, that's what I try to do. But let's talk about this shit though, right? We just getting warmed up. We 31 minutes into the show. I don't gotta get up early for work. I do gotta work tomorrow, but I don't gotta get up early. Sunday is the having up a Harlem cookout we just spoke about. And I got time. So we gonna get into it. Let's talk about this shit. I thought this was quite interesting. Real live topics. Hold on, somebody just hit me up with this one. Yeah, kid. Oh, what are they talking about?
Brothers lift the cans, gas them up. Let a piece
Nah, so this is my own verse.
nasty stuff. Notice how it's growing. All these suckers are gutless. Get a little money and turn into Uncle Ruckus. This ain't a super cartoon though. I'm the truth, but now you feel like you Anthony Supply Trope, you not know. Money butchers some goons though. I tell it straight than
let me get to that later though. What I really wanted to talk about, I did send it to myself so I can have it. And before I pull up the clip, if I have it, which I do think I got it, I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed, folks. Let's be clear. I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed at all. In fact, I'm hoping this is real, because when the case came out, we spoke about it. I think we did like 2 videos or 2 lives on this particular topic. And it was a topic in Brooklyn where the twin girls, it was a young brother, light-skinned brother, I forget his name, and even though I got the clip there, maybe his name will pop up, but it was definitely twin girls, right? Outside at nighttime, early in the morning hours, after club hours, to me, 17, 18, 19, yeah, you grown, you can vote. But if it was my daughters, would I want my 19-year-old daughter outside of New York City, in Brooklyn or Harlem or the Bronx, 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning? No, I would not. That's a fact. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen if I had kids and they was daughters, but I wouldn't want them out that late. To me, that's late. There ain't nothing going on good at that time. But anyway, the story was they were rejected, right? A brother, a young brother, their age, their peer. He ain't like the rejection, so he stabbed one of them up inside the store. And I didn't like that. I ain't gonna lie. I was at my first video, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all could go back and look at the clips. And I know as my channel continues to grow, niggas will go back and look at the clips. Like, yo, this nigga was bugging, or he was on point, or woo, 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 and ah. That's what they're gonna say. One of the two, or even in the middle, right? But when the video first came out and we spoke about it passionately. We spoke about it in the sense of, damn it, man, like, another young brother that can't take rejection? Like, where's the fuck is his father at? Where's his uncle at? Where's his cousins at? Where's the men in his life to be like, bro, it's okay to get rejected. It's okay for her to tell you, oh, you bum ass, bitch ass nigga, fuck out of here. And even though that's all the way wild and left, you might get that from somebody in New York, a woman. You might get that. from a young sister in New York. Nigga suck a dick, ooh, SMD, ooh, addy addy. And you'll be like, oh, word, that's how they talking out here? This is what they doing out here? This is how they giving it up out here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Macho Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. This is how they giving it up out here. Tell you to eat a Frank, throw a whole fucking Frank stand at you. And you standing there, you know, looking like Boo Boo the Fool, and you just wanted an Instagram. I seen that shit last night as I got off going to get Key something to eat and shit. I'm in the store, right? Two young joints walked in there. And when I say young joints, I mean between the ages of 15, just upon like a parent's body type, shit they wearing. But you never know sometimes. To 19, which is the legal age for voting and for other things, for those that want to have that conversation. Not so much for me, you know what I mean? I don't need the headaches and the problems, but just to give you the, you know, the age bracket or what we dealing with. And the young brother was trying to holler at them. And so they were standing outside, you know, I got some cooked food for kids. So I'm just really waiting on the sideline while people was ordering their shit, you know, getting regular stuff. They not getting cooked food. So the store's a little crowded. And then these two young joints, and again, I'm going to just say young joints, 15 to 19. Even if they're older than 19, it don't matter, but not younger than 15, right? At least I don't think. From what they had on, how they was talking, you know, the aesthetics with the gorgeous sideburns, the eyelashes, the lipsticks, the clothes they was wearing, you know what I'm saying? Very revealing. And you looking from the side out like, damn, I had thought I would be killing her. I would be wringing her fucking neck. Like we're speaking about with the two twins being outside late, rejecting the guy getting mad, not knowing how to deal with rejection, and oh, so you're going to pull a knife out, you're going to take life, and then you're going to go to jail for the rest of your life. That's what we're talking about. All the other stuff is just to paint the picture for you. So we back yesterday in the corner store while I'm getting this chopped cheese, because that's what it was, right? And the two young joints walk in, tight shit on, crazy tight, can see everything, lip gloss popping, eyelashes, and then, you know, first they just standing there like kind of apprehensive before they come in. So that made me start analyzing and looking at them. And that's what that's my job, to pay attention, hands, you know what I mean, body language, movement. I'm watching what's going on for my safety. Even when I'm off work, shit could pop off anytime and any place. It ain't no set dates. It ain't no flyers given out like, yeah, oh, by the way, tomorrow we'll be shooting in Kings County. You know what I mean? We'll be shooting in, you know what I mean, XYZ. You free to pull up. If you want to come, then this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to be popping on. And you're like, oh, yeah, thanks for the flyer. Good looking. I'm going to pull up. You know what I mean? Might get my life taken. Might dodge some bullets, jump on Instagram and talk about it. Huh? No, that's real life. But we passing out flyers to let you know shit about to pop off. It doesn't work that way. Shit happens unexpectedly, and you know what I mean, like Biggie Smalls, I drop unexpectedly like bird shit. You herbs get stuck with show teas and show money. Don't forget the publishing, not punishing. Son, I'm surprised you run with them. I think they got coming them cause they nothing but dicks. Trying to blow up like nitro and dynamite sticks. Man, I smoke hydro rock diamonds, that's sick. That's a side note, Biggie Smalls, right? Rest in peace. It ain't no warning signs. Shit just pop off. And so when they was looking a little shaky, a little nervous, a little shaky, they was looking a little nervous before they walked in the store. It made me draw attention to them. So now I'm looking at them like, oh, some young joints, you know what I mean? Just how the regular young joints be looking. Little small purses, looking Brokington, the shit all on it. They be looking crazy, but that's them, right? But they was apprehensive because somebody was trying to talk to them, a young brother. And then once they came in the store, he came in the store, and I overheard, before he came in the store, they're like, yeah, because he tweaking, he looking real funny, so that now I'm definitely on point. But when he came in, he wasn't looking funny, he wasn't tweaking, he just like, yo, let me get your Instagram. And he like, yo, he like, come here. She like, no, you come to me. And he like, yo, my phone, my phone is dead. You got to take my Instagram. Excuse me. So he came in, they exchanged little words, etc. He left out, had some basketball shorts on, no Pooh Shiesty and none of that, but you could tell he was young. Like I said, between 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't think he was over 19. But when he left, they come looking back out, taking a little peek and shit, and then they was talking to each other like, he was bugging or woo woo and Monique Diva, what's the word? I'm like, just paying attention, but I said all that to say in the last day or two, right? The story that came out in Brooklyn, we did a story on this, or we did commentary on this, and we covered this. And we was talking about the young brother who was rejected by the two twins. Then he came back with the knife. Shh, shh. Shh, shh. Sorry to do it like that, because I'm being funny, but I'm not. Because life was lost. So I'm not laughing at the life that was lost. But what I'm saying, he came back and he played the sinister role. He played the Jason role. He played the dejected, you don't get no buns role. You don't know how to talk to girls role. If that was the case, right? And when I did my story, I was triggered by that. Because I hate to see the topic, boy rejected, man rejected. So they took the back door route, because I have two sons. And though if you watch my channel, you know they're not my biological sons, but I helped raise two boys who are young men now and they doing well, and they would never do no shit like he was allegedly supposed to have done. Oh, bum ass nigga, you ain't in my league, fuck out of here. My sons would have never, come back with a knife. You bitch and beat the shit out you. They not on it. They're gonna be like, oh, word, probably laugh, maybe throw a little jab back and then keep it moving. Like, all right, cool, you got that, ma. You ain't look, you know what I mean? You ain't look that nice anyway. I'm out of here. I'm gonna burn it up. They're not gonna come back like, oh, you want to disrespect me and tell me I can't get your number, or you gave me a fake number, so I'm gonna kill you now. I never thought that. Then the second time that I spoke about it, and then I'm gonna get to the topic. A lot of women, and I understand that, right? Men is the stronger sex, as far as physically, if you want to argue who's stronger mentally and who can take the most pain, you give birth, etc., shit like that. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I'm just going to say, all right, to you, your opinion, to me, my opinion, we can agree to disagree. Non-caller user, what type of name is that with no profile? But what's up, though? And we live on YouTube, and we live on Instagram. So if you see me looking in the circle, my phone is at the bottom for my own footage so I can chop it up. So that's why you see me looking around, at the different screens. But anyway, the brother went, got caught, etc. He was on the run for a few days. A lot of women was mad. Hope when they catch him, hope the niggas or the men in prison do him dirty. I hope he get 8 and all that on some lock shit. We'll be raking you. And so I spoke about it from those terms. Aside of D-Bull, what's the word? So from those terms, that also triggered me a little bit as a person that had been to prison more than one time, but for 10 years at one point, stretch. So prison talk or just certain things when I hear from civilians, people that never been to prison, people that don't know what it's like, and people that's just talking because they in their feelings with no real ground to stand upon when you challenge them. Because that's the thing with, you can't really challenge people today. You're a hater, you less successful, you lack the mental fortitude to just, state your opinion. So they got an opinions on your opinions. But anyway, I was like, damn, why is they wishing all this bad on this brother, even though he did what he did? Like, all right, life is lost. You can't get it back. And I'm not making light of that, because I would hate for my family members to be stabbed up or, gunned down in a vicious, brutal way in the fucking gutters of New York City or wherever you at, right? I would hate for that. And I would hate for it to happen to me. That's why we often laugh on the channel and joke about the Drake line. I want a quick death and the easy one. I want a quick. I'm not tough and brave and want to be tortured alive, have my eye taken out, my fingers, my fingernails taken off, burned up in the car, can't get out, shit ain't work properly, or drown or whatever. I don't want to be thrown off a building. I don't want to die horribly, but I don't know how I'm going to die. You don't know how you're going to die. So it is what it is. We have to accept that. That's the facts. But the young girl got stabbed up, right? And people was wishing the worst on him because they're like, yo, he's unemotionally intelligent. Where the fuck was his father? You know, girls need to start carrying guns and carrying weapons. And I agree. I want all of my nieces and little cousins that's females, you know, that's mentally strong enough to carry, protect themselves, defend themselves, even if it means taking somebody else's life in the process. Like, yo, keep your hands to yourself. Because if you put your hands on one of mine, they train to do, you know, to survive. It's your life for my life. And I got a lot of living and do before I die, and I ain't got time to waste. Let's make it. I'll be like, damn, you know, Nisi or whatever, I'll be holding and console them, because taking a life that's tough. Everybody just can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Even the killers, and I know some personally, and I've seen, right? As we talked about on the channel, even them in their own private lives, private conversation, intimate moments, when they recanting shit that they did, when they being truthful, that's hard to weigh on them. That ain't just easy to be like, yeah, I took life. That's only an ignorant person. That's only somebody that didn't really grasp the severity of it. So they don't know. So that's why they boasting their chest out. Like, yeah, I took life. No, that's not good. Unless you took life, you know, for a just cause. And even then, you still took something that the Most High allowed to be here. Even though you was defending yourself. Even though you was defending your mom. Even though you caught somebody trying to grab your daughter, so you just went out and just did the most. And you took them out of here. Yeah, in the moment, you feel like you did the right thing, right? But years later, I know people personally, again, that when we talking, it's like, yeah, bro, I think about it all the time. I think about when that shit happened that night. I'd be like, word, because that shit ain't easy for you to just take life and just carry it, you know, on your own. And just think that you're just going to move through mentally like nothing never happened. You're not. You're not. You can say if you never killed nobody, you can say what you want, but until it's time that happens, if it ever happens, even if it's in defense of your loved ones, what I'm telling you is people that did it more than once. And that's why I always quote Wu-Tang, should be a method to my madness. And what the skit say. To kill one man or kill 10, it's all the same. Besides, they can only kill you once. They can only kill you once. Right now, it's maybe like in 20 minutes. We just still getting into a few topics. Good brother, Skillzo 100. I won't mind letting you get in, but right now, you know, we got a format that we're trying to get with, trying to get through a few topics and shit. But I don't mind going live with you. I be going live with people sometimes. It is what it is. As long as you ain't no bullshit. But for the people that has taken life, that ain't nothing easy. So I said all that to say, right? Both videos that I did, I felt some type of way. And now look what they're saying. Possibly just came out. Hold on. This is what they're saying now is the case, right? Where is that? Right here. Here you go, right here.
A group of 5 girls, including the twins, fighting then 20-year-old Vio Kelly on that early morning in March.
They're literally stomping him out, acting as savages. He just got out of a wheelchair 2 weeks prior to that situation, so there was no way he can just jump up.
Right away, you can see a group of 5 girls, including the twins, fighting then 20-year-old Vio Kelly on that early morning in March.
They're literally stomping him out, acting as savages. He just got out of a wheelchair 2 weeks prior to that situation, so there was no way he can just jump up.
Right away, you can see a... Right away.
Oh, okay. How long we been on here? A little 49 minutes. We ain't gonna be mad long. I do gotta work tomorrow. So again, I spoke about this twice when it happened, when it came out. It was an unfortunate event. And now it's spinning back in the clip. But it's spinning back in the clip with allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, what took place before he came back and tried to get revenge. And he did get revenge, unfortunately, because I'm sure, he wish he would have went and got revenge. But allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, those same girls, right? Because a lot of women was defending, the girls being out, saying that they was grown, 19, 18, or whatever, right? They could be outside at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. Yes, they could do what the fuck they want. But it's consequences. It's repercussions when you cross that gun line. And I'm being funny, but I'm not, because it sounds harsh. But I have no other way to give it to you. You know what I'm saying? I can't really get up here, spoon feed you sugar, but the medicine, I'm trying to give you the medicine. It is what it is. And also, I only can speak from the perspective and the standpoint of how I actually see it. I can't get up here and lie to you. I got to tell you, I got to talk about my life and how I see it. Biggie. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know, Kick in the Door, Martin Lawrence reference. I got to talk about my life and how I see it. I have to. I have to give you my perspective so you can understand where I'm coming from. And for them to have jumped him, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, even if he said some shit that was inappropriate, because a lot of the women in the comments are still like, yeah, well, it just looked like a video of some girls doing what they had to do for somebody talking crazy to them. No, you don't put your hands on nobody. You can. You can. But that don't mean you're not going to get hands put back on you. It doesn't mean that. I can say, hey, yo, baby, what's up with them? What the nigga said in New Jack City? Hey, baby, look like you got some skin milk in them titties. Look like you got some, when Pookie was high and he was in there acting crazy, look like you got some skin milk in them titties. Let me get a little snippet. Let me like that feeling. Let me talk to you, man. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Okay, you could do that. But now, the lady that you're trying to get her attention, is it okay for her to pull out a knife, stab you, jump you with her friends, stomp on your head, jump on your vertebrae, break your face? And what Jadakiss said? You think you got your ear to the street now? Put your face in the ground. My shells is expensive. You know exactly why when you yelling in the tents of my felons is it lucky that I got guns to crack your back, but that's not what I prefer. I manufacture crack. And niggas turn bitch when you show them the steel, but we know how to bid, so y'all go ahead and squill. I'm comfortable, far from home, eating right, getting good rest, even on the bar to phone. Side note, that was a Jadakiss reference that was extended. Oh, you know what I mean? Fire. Stomped on him, punched him in the belly, slammed the child on the hard concrete. And I'm being funny, but I'm not. I don't still think he should have came back with the knife. I think that he's still regretting what happened. I don't think for 1 second that since he been locked up, that he think like, yeah, I did the right thing. I got them bitches. They, you know what I mean? They try to play me. I don't think that at all. TTGKY, what's the word? I don't think that for a second. That the brother Veal, since he been locked up for killing that, that twin, the young lady, that he think he did the right thing. I don't think that for a second. But was they right? And even if he said some underhand shit, that your ass is fat, man, I'll fuck the shit out of you. Put my tongue all in your butt. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, this is what it is. I work with kids that possibly could tell a nigga to SMD or get my father to whip your ass. Like, we deal with all type of, kids. Some respectful, some not. Some, you know what I mean, that's outside tell you to suck a dick. Pretty much. And I got it, you know what I mean? Like, man, I got to try to figure out how to get to this kid or talk to their parents or, one-on-one. I'm still a fucking man. You ain't going to talk crazy. You know what I mean? But, adolescence. Hey, mom, what's up? Ooh, let me get your Instagram. Nah, nigga, fuck out of here, you bum ass nigga. Your breath smell like shit. Smell like a dog shitted in your mouth. Right? Oh, word, bitch? Smack the shit out you. I'll take that weave off your fucking head. And them eyelashes. And you know what I mean? You don't look all that anyway. Cool. Both people violated, and jumped into something else. Now you and your friends jumping and stomping on him. That's not right. With him coming back, allegedly doing what he did, that's not right. But the thing is, it gives us a little more insight and intel on what happened. Because from the jump, I said, he don't strike me the way he was. When they got him, turned himself in, obviously was on the run for all of 2 days. I think it wasn't on the run for mad long. You know what I mean? They got him right away, he turned himself in. See himself all over the news. Not saying he's a good kid, but I'm saying he knew that girl died, unfortunately, took her life. The moms are saying, they never did nothing, and it's always that way. And I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that it's not, folks. Hear me out clearly. Parents is always gonna, woo to their kids. You know what I'm saying? I gotta delete some more shit from this phone right here. Damn it. Yeah, that's the whole background right there. Pop of this TV. My own personal camera, I gotta delete some more shit so I can keep recording. Let me see what this one was. I ain't gonna delete that. Anyway, I thought it was, not the whole story. I thought it was possibly maybe more to the story and something happening as opposed to him just being rejected, dumbing out. I just thought it was a little more than that. I just did. I just thought it was a little more than that. You know what I'm saying? And to find out that it possibly was something makes me just say, like, I knew it. I knew he ain't just get rejected, go stab that girl up, and then you got parents. And again, I'm not knocking the parent, the moms for saying what she was saying about her daughters as good daughters. They would never, how parents be. You know what I mean? Had to delete this video real quick so I could keep recording on my phone. And we live on YouTube. We are live on Instagram and from my own personal video so I could chop the videos up. We are live on my phone. Right here. So if you see me looking up and down, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, kid. Yeah, kid. So when you see me looking up and down, that's what I'm doing. But anyway, allegedly, maybe kind of, sort of, they beat the brother up. And unfortunately, he came back, did the most, made a bad decision. And although maybe this video may help him with his trial to get less time, etc., you still took a life, unfortunately. Oh, but you're black, somebody that looked like you. And it's unfortunate because you're going to do time and she can never, get her life back. Her sister will never see her again living. The moms, they'll just have to live with the memories. And it's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this shit, though. Maybe we could do a little more rapid fire now. Because I definitely don't want to be in here for 3 hours. Let's talk about real quick this Jim Jones shit. No, not that. I do got a clip of Jim Jones. Right. Where's the video at?
Summer, where you been at? It been around since December. So you at the Turks, run around with the numbers.
That's not what it was. It was another Jim Jones video that I had. What was this shit? Damn, go see this shit. Alright, anyway, I can't find the video, but pretty much the jokes of the video was Jim Jones. He got a studio. He's trying to build up a studio, etc. You know what I mean? And he like, yo, I need somebody that built studios before. So obviously he wants somebody that know what they doing, somebody professional, and I'm not knocking him for that. Definitely you want somebody that know what the hell they doing. But he was like, throughout the video, he kept saying affordable. Matter of fact, I think I might find it by just going to his page.
shit unless he drinks.
Yeah, here, go right here.
The quickest way I know how to get results is taking my problems to Instagram.
That's right.
And I ain't going viral this time. I need a studio architect, a dope studio architect to come in here, give me some choices of some renderings, some digital renderings for this beautiful space in the building that I want to turn into a studio, super dope studio. Also have a podcasting room here, also have a gaming and streaming room in here. So please, I beg you, if you got a dope resume, some experience in building studios, dope studios, cost effective, know how to build out interiors, real dope, Battlestar Galactic type shit. You heard? I mean, my shit looking like Star Wars, shit like that. You dig?
Like that.
But real cost effective.
Cost effective.
Holla at me. You heard? Jump in the DM. Money on deck.
Money on deck.
Trying to get this shit built yesterday.
Trying to get this shit built yesterday. So people in the comments like them, Hermes, that's not cost effective. The bling blow and your jewelry and all that, and you bowling, that's not cost effective. Yet and still, you want nigga to, build your studio for $10. And I'm just being funny because he never said that. What I'm saying is I understand the comments, people jumping in, trolling, being petty, saying, yeah, nigga, that jewelry and that bling blow, them boogers you got in your ear, etc., that shit not cost effective. So why you want me to be cost effective? Is he lowballing? Is he just trying to get the best deal? And you get what you negotiate. That's number one. I'm on a song with Jim Jones, man, great fire, the Plaza, bombs on the beat, super fire. You know what I'm saying? My song, our song, super fire. Yeah, kid. This it right here.
Great fire. Welcome to the Plaza, baby. Yeah. All they wanna do is hate. They don't think we bust our face.
Oh,
I'll
but
tell
still
niggas
fire.
tape. Show you how to stuff your cream. They can we just Harlem shake. I'ma show you gangsta moves. Don't get caught out of place. My brother get it poppin' too. 7th Avenue flow. Lenox Avenue.
Jones right here.
This the place for the card. Sell white off the boot. Tomorrow get it poppin' too. 7th Avenue flow. Lenox Avenue.
Classic Jim Jones version right here.
From the home of dirt bikes and fly coops. Talk big money, roll dice off the stoop. Credit cards, sell right off the boot. With two pops, sell right off the roof. Well, let me show you who got the juice. These niggas looking drops off pots and juice.
Fire, Plaza, right? Cost effective, looking for person to know what they're doing, which I have no problem with. Looking for cost effective, which I still don't have no problem with. But when you present a certain way, when you come to the world as getting money, laughing at people in your age bracket for not getting the money that you get and not being able to do what you do, how you do it, when you doing it, when you do it, right? Travel the world off of hip hop, be blessed, build a legacy off of hip hop, and everything is earned, nothing is given. Like nobody gave that nigga nothing. So I respect it. I'm on a song with him, paid for the feature, went to the studio, etc., put the video out, even though he didn't really come through in that regard, but was about his business more than everybody else. That's why he's on the song and not some other locals from Harlem that I ain't gonna say their names. They should have been on the song because they actually was first. But when you got middlemen that play the role, do dickhead shit, business don't get done right, you don't recognize who you really dealing with, like money on deck, you know what I mean? Especially at that time, then you lose out. Whether you care or not, but you lose out. But when you present a certain way, your character, how you give it up, who you are, etc., when you start coming with the talks of, cost effective, and you keep saying that, and people start looking like, you got it or you don't. You trying to lowball me or you not? Trying to pay me my worth or not? Because we was all on Marlon Wayne's side, right? When he was telling Vlad, like, yo, I'm worth, how much he was charging him? 40 bids for the interview? And Vlad TV was like, nigga, please. Catching bullets with his teeth. Nigga, please. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, please. And Marlon Wayans is like, oh, nah, nigga, I'm worth every penny of that and more. Now let me go to the shade room and show you, nigga. Let me run these numbers up on you and show you what it's hitting for. And let me put you up on the game. And he showed him, right? I'm worth what I'm worth. My work is worth what it is. Yeah, I should be able to show you my resume, what I've done. But what's all this cost effective? You getting it, right? Man, we the best and we balling and we blessed. That's what some people are saying. I understand that, and I'm not knocking him for trying to get it for cheaper. Because again, no matter if you got it or you don't got it, it's a video of LeBron James. I don't know if it was on YouTube or Instagram or wherever I seen that, but it's somebody that, it's one of the dudes that be asking like, you're fit, like where the hat from, how much you pay for the hat, how much you pay for, if niggas is ever do my outfits, you know what I mean, and I be dripping, you know what I'm saying? Drip so hard, don't stand too close, you're gonna fuck around and catch this wave, like, you know what I'm saying? Even I don't even buy expensive shit no more. At all. Like, you know what I mean? Definitely not rushing to these stores, how people be rushing towards the bag. Definitely not rushing towards these stores to give them my hard-earned money, or even if it ain't hard-earned. I'm not giving you, rushing to give you 1 for you, 2 for me. 3 for you, 1, 2, 3. I'm not giving you my money just because you say your shit is expensive and you know, you the upper echelons of clothes. No, fuck that, nigga. Fuck that. I need this money in my pocket. I need this money to go elsewhere. I need to allocate these monies to different venues as opposed to just spending my money on you and then I'm broke for the next 2 weeks so I get my check. And like Kanye West said, damn, the little loafers hurt my pockets. You was standing on line for an hour. You just wanted to shine. For Jacobs, right? You spend all the money on the bullshit and then you try to low cut the black, you know, your black counterpart. Something what Wallo was saying. We didn't want to agree with him, but we agreed a little bit. Because he's like, fuck all that. Some of y'all not going to make it anyway. Your business is not clean. Your service and your customer service is not intact. You want the lowball cousin discount off the rip, and I don't even know you. You from Texas, but I'm from Harlem. But you're black, but we black. So you want the discount off the rip. We hear plenty of black business folks say, yo, you know, printers and stitchers and, you know, people that got their business up and running, black folks coming in, they want a discount. They want to pay you less, but they're going to play Gucci, Fendi, Prada, and I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover, whip and work. Hallelujah. You're going to give them your money, but when it comes to me, oh, but you're black. You're not going to pay full price. You don't think you should pay full price. In fact, you appalled. Nigga, what? We don't pay full price. We walk around the metal detectors. So Remy Masha, we entitled over here. We deserve what we getting over here. You're going to give us what we supposed to get because we entitled to this shit. That's what some people think. Excuse me, though. So I understand people like, yo, Jim Jones, them Hermes, and, you know, them chains and them jewelry and all that. That shit could be old. That shit could be years old, months old. You know, Mano had the chain. Oh, we know that nigga hold on to the chain for 7 fucking years. So all the jewelry Jim Jones got on could be old. It could be old money, not new money. But the point is he wrong? No, he's not wrong. We get what we negotiate. And negotiation is a skill that you need to work on, that you need to put in your toolbox, because you could be worth fucking $100, but if you negotiate $10,000, then you just came up. You put another zero behind, I mean, what you was supposed to get. You only worth a fucking $100. The box was only worth such and such. But because niggas a rapper, because a niggas a basketball player, because niggas a CEO of a non-profit organization, they getting a couple of dollars, they can afford to boost it up. They can do what Shaq did to Superhead, who spun back around, right, on some Diddy shit. I don't know if I had sex with him or not, but in the book you said, looking at you with the side eye, jump all over the place real quick, as far as the topics, because we ain't gonna be here that long. But is it is or is it not? Did he do you or did he not do you? Did he, you know what I mean? Don't be lying. But what Shaq did to Superhead, right? According to her in her book. As soon as when he came in the house, sat on the couches was mad small. Some big old giant gorilla ass nigga, right? You're like, yo, I'm gonna put 10,000 in your couch, get some couches, get the bed, get the shit that I like. Even if I'm only pulling up once a year, you got it. You Shaq, nigga. You Shaquille O'Neal. Ready to beat RG3 up for them comments about Angel Reese. That's another topic, right? You really risk it and put it all on the line when it's all on the line. And right off the rip, before you even pop, you give it 10,000. Because you got it. And what most people that got it say, it ain't tricking if you got it. Nigga, if you got it, then it ain't tricking. All you doing is scrolling, swiping to see what fits your preference. Big, fat, and ugly as ever. However, she stayed Gucci down to the socks, thongs and rocks filled with, know what I mean? Like she got the thongs and socks on. And that's your fetish. So even though she big as a brick house and a linebacker, that's what you want. Or you feel like some Asian persuasion or whatever it is. Yes, I'm being funny, but I'm not. When you have the money, you can scroll and buy what you want because it's all for sale. But anyway, you try to lowball, you know what I mean, and undercut. I think you get what you negotiate. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should always negotiate a better price for yourself, for your team, for your company. Put that money in your pocket if you can. All they can do is say no. But for you not to negotiate and just take what somebody gives you, you're always going to come out with the short end of the stick because you're not even trying to get more. You're just accepting, what they give you, which is unfortunate. Let's talk about this shit. Let's talk about Donald Trump. For all my Trumpsters, right? Real quick, we ain't gonna be long on the Trumpster, but one of his strong points, right? Back in mid-elections or midterms or whatever that shit may have you, going at Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe, call him Sleepy Joe. Don't got enough energy. Don't give the speech with vigor. Pass the wine cooler, you big black nigga, like you jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. You jingling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Uncle L. It's an Uncle L reference. He old, Sleepy Joe. He can't, hold a presidency. He gonna be falling asleep. He ain't gonna be on point. He ain't gonna be cognizant. He gonna fuck us over. I'm the guy, right? I'm stronger. I'm bigger. I'm better. I'm faster. You know what I mean? I'm LeBron James. 79, one of the oldest, right? Or is he 80 or 81? Now we see little health issues come out. See little legs looking a little fat now, looking like a little fat thick. Like toss your little thick ass up, right? On some Ghostface Killer shit. Little thick ass up. I studied under Bruce Lee. He was on the 4, I was on the 3. You know what I mean? Off that Supreme Clientele album. Get your little thick ass tossed up. See you looking a little thick and heavy around the ankles. Veins looking a little funny and, you know what I'm saying? Freddy Krueger style. You know what I'm saying? Freddy Krueger style. And I'm not happy. I'm not jumping for joy. I'm not jolly over it. What it is that the same thing he was talking about Joe Biden for and about, to use that as a leverage to get up, now it's being used against him. And if you live long enough, no matter who you are, time is going to get you, folks. Your stomach going to hang, maybe, unless you're some real super workout type of person. Vegan, you know what I mean? Like, your titties going to drop, your ass, you know what I mean? Like, you may not be able to get up, you're going to get gray hairs. You know what I mean? Your teeth may fall out, your eyesight gonna get bad, your back gonna hurt a little bit, whether you're doing the nasty or not. It's gonna be harder to get up them stairs if you don't live in a building with an elevator or you don't own a home. That's just the nutrition of living, which is a blessing, because then you know you're alive. Them little aches and them little pains, you alive. When you're dead, you don't feel none of that. There's other shit going on, but not arthritis, not cataracts. You know what I mean? Not diabetes, not blood pressure. I mean, having high blood pressure, etc. But I find it funny. The same thing that I think helped galvanize some of his votes. I don't vote at all. I don't fuck around. You know what I mean? Black, white, they don't give a fuck. That's the government. That's how I see it. You could judge and view it on your own. I view it as this one bird, different size to the bird, same animal, same agenda, which is the status quo and the civilians, the politicians and the civilians. That's how I view it. It's the politicians and the civilians. You can argue with your grandmother. I love your grandmother. Being funny, but I'm not. Excuse me. The same thing that he was going hard on, same thing that people rallied around him on, being vibrant, being able to stay up and keep up. 6 months in, you know what I mean? 6 months into the presidency. And when you're older, or you just never know, you could be fully healthy and be able to be mobile and move around, and then a year go by, you go from 80 to 81, and then now your health is just different. Things is just different, because Hov said you was who you was before you got here. And you can try to change it, but that's just the top layer. You know what I mean? I walk like a ball player. You was who you was before you got here. And, although your health may be good today, it was all good just a week ago. Next week, your health may not be good. Your ankles may be swollen. You may wake up like, yo, doc, what's going on? I'm retaining a lot of water, or woo-woo. They may say, yo, you got X, Y, Z. And you're like, word, how did I get that? I was so good in health. I ate my oatmeal, or woo-woo. And they're like, now you got the woo-woo. Word, how do I get rid of it? There's no cure for it. There's no cure for it? Nah, there's no cure for it. So it's just funny and ironic. 6 months in, you talking about Sleepy Joe falling off the bike, who was really behind the scenes running this shit. Now you, swollen feet, veins looking all crazy. Now we looking at you. Kareem Akbar. He is the true leader of the CNB, and if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. I'm being funny, but I'm not. Now we looking at you, Trump, Mr. Trumpster. And then what's the other thing that's spinning with him, right? The Epstein list, right? Now all of a sudden, there's nothing to see here. Hide your eyes, put your kids away, woo, 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 and But no, nigga, wasn't you saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to release the Martin Luther King, you want to release certain documents, etc., but you don't want to release the Epstein list? Why? Why you don't want to release it? There's nothing to see here. I don't need your votes anyway no more. How quickly we forget. How quickly we forget the people that empowered you, people that put you in power, gave you their vote, thought you was going to make, America great again, and, bring down taxes, for the middle class and the poor, help us get a leg up, etc. And you doing the opposite. And that's why Zoro Mindani, right? That's why you probably going to take the mayor seat. Now, I ain't political. I talk about political stuff once in a while, but I just thought it was interesting that you was crashing Sleepy Joe. Now you got the swollen ankles. He was looking like a fat chick sitting in the seat, at the tennis match or wherever you was sitting at. You looking real funny in the face. And now we looking at you. And you're possibly demise. Because we all out of here. Your video, your record deal, your Mercedes Benz, your Range Rover, all that shit out of here. Your days as the president, 2 times, you're out of here. Nobody's safe. Who they just buried? Jimmy Carter? Ain't nobody fucking safe, and you're not safe. Because it's death and it's life. So when I go outside, I could be mindful and cognizant of the areas I'm in, but if I get shot or get stabbed up, I'm either going to die or I'm going to live and still live. If it's not your time, it doesn't matter. You can get shot in your head 2 times. Straight gunpoint. and still live because it wasn't your time to go. And then you could get cut on your fucking rib or, you know what I mean, like some bullshit happened and then you die. And it's like, oh, he died off that? She died off of that? How? And people be like, how? That's uncommon. Because it was your time. It was your time. And for the people that got hit by a plane, you know, that one dude that in the Philippines or wherever it was, the whole plane crashed and everybody died except for the one person hanging off a seat by a fucking thread from the, you know, the seat belt. How the fuck did he live? Like, yo, how did he live? Falling through the trees, plane being on fire, not being found for days. You know what I'm saying? Then when they find you, you hanging on for dear life because it wasn't your time. And the Most High says you got more living and do before you die, and you ain't got time to waste. Let's make it. I just thought it was interesting. We want to see the list, Trump. You can say what you want. We ain't, you know, we ain't backing you or your supporters. They ain't got to support no more. You in the House now, but that don't mean, you know what I mean. Well, it don't matter anyway. I don't think you can do no more terms because this will be a second term. But might end up with the worst approval rating in history. Who knows? Anyway, let's talk about Claressa Shields, right? Let's talk about Laila Ali, right? And I know I just saved this shit. Where's this shit at? Damn. Could have sworn I was just saying Claressa Shields. They doing this nigga dirty. Instagram is crazy. Did him dirty. Sorry guys, I'm distracted. And he an old person. Damn. And he an older person. Damn, he falling like they beat the crap out. I wasn't planning on watching this, but jeez. Anyway, I don't have the clip. I might have had the clip. Anyway, Laila Ali, 24-0, Muhammad Ali's daughter, one of the greatest of all times. She was great too. 47 years old, my age bracket, my era, right? Tough as nails, tough as rocks. She was seen saying that for 15 to 20 million, she would think about coming out of retirement to fight Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields been fake pulling on the cape, if you will, of Laila Ali since like 2017, 2018. Now it's 2025. She in her prime. She is the undisputed, the undefeated, like 3 times middle, different weight classes. She is that. She is she. She is she, right? However they say it. Just like Laila Ali was she, right? So anyway, she's sitting at like a round table. I thought I had the clip, and she like, yo, we got the 15 million. Let's set the fight up. I don't know if it's gonna be in Dubai. I don't even know if Laila Ali is gonna fight. She was like, she'll think about it. So, with that being said, would it be a good fight? 47, Claressa Shields, 30 years old. She got about 17 years. Like, so you was a baby when I was 17. When I was 17, like, you know what I mean? Should she be showing more respect? Some people like, yo, Laila Ali called her out, but I don't think that's really the case because the receipts show Claressa Shields kind of like wanting to get at her, and I get it. 7 years ago, 10 years ago, you want to fight the best. She wasn't retired that much as it is now. 17, years since she retired, or since she been out. She said she got about 17 years, but she been out of boxing for a long time, 15 years I think, which is a long fucking time. Would it be a good fight though, if they was to set it up and lace the gloves up? I think maybe the first 2-3 rounds, maybe 4. You know what I mean? You give Laila that heart of a champion. Me and my coworker got a side bet. I bet him $5 in a bottle of water that Claressa Shields will probably knock her out. You know what I mean? Just younger, stronger. You know what I mean? Just bull, ready to just, you know what I mean? Put out. Could be a good fight. Could be a good fight. Maybe it won't be. Will I pay for it? Yes. I know I ain't really too big on, you know, the women's sports and all that, but to see Carissa Shields undefeated and Layla Ali 24-0 to come out of retirement after 10, 15 years, that would be a hell of a fight. You know what I mean? I definitely would be tuned in to watch something like that, most definitely. What else we got? That was something. I think I got one more thing on Instagram, right? And then we getting out of here. It's almost 2 in the morning. What was worth talking about? This shit here, it's a little old. It's a little old. Nicki Minaj, she been spinning in the clip. That's why we spoke about her. And SZA, you know, the singer, etc. They've been having some words on Twitter, or X, rather. I don't really care, to be honest. I'm just being funny. I really don't care. She was going at Hove. Now Hove is spinning back in the clip again. And he's been spinning a lot with the son, with allegedly he got to answer some papers and some paperwork, whether that's his son or not, or answer the paternity test. Then obviously the allegations with the scumbag lawyer Bigsby or Bugsby, whatever the fuck his name was, with the alleged maybe kind of saw this shit that happened with Diddy. And then Nicki Minaj popped up. So she been going at SZA, she went at Jay-Z a few times, and then she was going at the CEO of Rockefeller, you know what I mean? What's the lady name? What's the lady name? Desiree Perez, right? You know, turned states, fed time, or got pardoned, came home. Instead of a old bunch of black person, he made her the CEO, the head of, you know what I mean? And the shit with Kaepernick, right? Although Kaepernick, you know, he this shit happened in like 2016, maybe 17, if my memory is a little off. Hove didn't take over the halftime show, you know, situation until maybe like 18, maybe even 19. This might even be the 6th or 7th year, you know, coming up, or that just passed with Kendrick Lamar. They Not Like Us. People were saying, you know, the smear campaign. She was trying to say, Nicki Minaj, that is, that it's the same shit he used on her. And you know, we know she was talking about him with Tidal. We ain't really talking about it. I'm still on Tidal, right? Even though he sold it. See, with Tidal or Apple or Spotify or Amazon Music, I mean, either way you go, it's no black owned, it's no black faces. I was gonna say smiling faces, you know, the backstabbers, smiling faces. Sometimes they don't tell the truth, but it ain't no black faces. Oh, but you're black. All of these billionaires, millionaires, black motherfuckers, right? Where's owning our own music at? Now Jay-Z, he was one of the first. He convinced Nicki Minaj and maybe like 12 other people, jump on board, do X, Y, Z. It's gonna be good for us. They're gonna be screaming your music and woo, 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 and ah. Then a few years later, 1 or 2 years later, I like Turtles, like a circle, sold that shit. And I'm not even mad. And I'm only speaking about it in a sense because I'm like, a few times on the channel I can remember me saying like, yo, we gotta switch our service. But switch it to what? Switch it to who? To Apple? Who owns that? Amazon? Who owns that? Spotify? Who owns that? Nobody black. So where does that money go? Right. Is it true though? It's like I called them out years ago, and so many people were scared to say it publicly. But would you tell me how they agreed with me privately? Shake my head. This Nicki Minaj talking about like I've been putting Hove on bleeded ass. I've been getting in Desiree Perez ass. I've been doing this, and people publicly are scared to say it. But when they get behind closed doors, they be talking again. Yeah, like when you come, I be quiet. When you leave, I be talking again. Yeah, those people in the back. You know what I'm saying? Rock Nation apparently took $5 million a year over 5 years to bury the growing protests, and specifically help them move beyond the controversy around teams' unwillingness to sign Kaepernick. Desiree even said, we love that everybody wants to be on the stage, that we completely changed the conversation to fighting for it versus boycotting. We've come a long way. She got her pardon by Trump. No coincidence, right? No coincidence. The NFL owners are his buddies and also donate millions to his campaign. This ain't nothing new. This ain't no secret. You could go Google this, right? Google me. I still don't watch the league or whoever is performing at whatever game they have playing. So that's her stage, right? Whether you agree or you don't agree, you do have to question. I mean, and first of all, but just before I get to my last commentary on the topic, I don't expect no celebrity to save me, to come in, swoop down, give me guidance, teach me finances, help my communities, help me personally in my personal life. I don't expect them to do that. I'm not looking for them to do that. I fuck with their music if I rock with their music, or I don't. It's simple. If I'm scrolling and swiping, they may come up across my timeline. I may comment about it. I may leave a comment. I may not. I may like. I may not. Because there's no dislike button. And then when the show comes around, whether it's on Monday now, Monday Motivation, Motivational Monday, I am your motivational speaker, whether you like it or not. Here goes some motivation for your ass. Or whether it's Friday night when I get off at a decent time, or like tonight when I got off at 12 and we live and we rolling and we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling. Still gonna call a spade, it just is what it is. But I don't expect them to come save me. They're not gonna come save the kid. They're not gonna come save you. Hello! You played to win the game. They're not coming to save you. Jay-Z ain't coming. And Jay-Z, that nigga not coming to save you. If you thought he was, then I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. But he's not coming to save you. So when she talked like this, I'm not surprised that they boycott or do some funny business. I'll probably leave that for Kaepernick to say. I mean, his wife came out speaking about it, so that's why it's kind of trending. You know, Nicki Minaj, people like, she white lining it up, and people always want to criticize or discredit your credibility, your opinions, if it's going against the machine or popular opinion. And sometimes that can get you hurt. You know what I'm saying? But you do got a question to say, why is it this lady, Desiree Perez? Why is it her and not somebody else out of all of the people he could have got, right? All of the stuff, whether true or not true, where there's smoke, there's fire, but it's been too many instances where we look at him or people have spoken about him in a negative light. Now, I know we do a lot. You know what I mean? Got such and such looking like Barney's looking like a VIM or whatever, right? The Meek Mills and pay Lil Wayne taxes and the various little things, but it still also whispers of the foul shit or what could be considered the foul shit, right? Look with the side eye. Is it true? Is it not true? Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. You get up Jay-Z dick, right? Like on the blueprint. OVA, it's the blueprint too, baby, on the way. OVA, I got my mojo back, baby. Oh, behave. Like, can't y'all see these fake rap version of T.D. Jakes prophesizing on your CDs and tapes? Won't break you a crumb off the little bit that he makes. So I'm not surprised when you put the beat on that it's her. That she got pardoned, that she flipped and told on the mouth, they was gonna kill her family and woo. I'm not surprised at none of this. This shit is a stage, people. And people are performing on it. Some people getting paid top dollar to be the greatest thespians on the planet Earth and in other galaxies. And they shimmy, shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yo, shimmy, yay. And we applaud it, we suck it up, we soak it up, and we think that's what it really is, but it's really not. It's just a distraction. It's just a, I won't say an illusion, but it's just something to, make you look over there when the play is over here. Or it's just some bubblegum low-level vibration shit to keep us hanging on to it. And most of us do. Protect your circle. Be conscious of the energy you bring around. Like sinners, be careful who you invite into your house, etc. And you're gonna come out in your own way. But we've been on here for a little while, so we about to get out of here. Y'all know who it is. It's your guy, Populous. Y'all was just tuned in. Populous TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling. Back up and here. One more again. Yeah, kid. Be safe out there this weekend. Heaven Up in Harlem, Sunday, June 20th. Brand News Island, Iconic Stadium.